hello everybody, welcome to Move with Brissa. Today's practice will be very grounding, root chakra focused, very nourishing, nice nourishing practice today. So we'll start standing. And imagine, well, first place your feet intentionally. So really spread through the toes here. Weight is in all four corners of the feet. And try to imagine roots going down from your feet into the ground. Palms are open here. Shut down the eyes. And just imagine that. Imagine connecting to the earth through your feet. Spreading your toes. Keep a slight bend in the knees. Become aware of your breath. You don't have to change it. And then if you're facing the side of your mat, turn so that you're facing the front. And we'll inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky, still with engagement in the feet. And then we'll step the right foot back into a crescent lunge. You can keep that back knee bent or straight depending on how open you are through the quad. And take up a lot of space here. And then imagine, place your feet very intentionally and imagine that you're rooted down into the earth, however you'd like to think about that. The weight should be mostly in your left heel. Great. Couple more breaths here. And then we'll take that right foot, and turn it so that it's 90 degrees parallel with the back of your mat. Arms will come out to either side of you. Pull the shoulder blades in, and that left foot is still bent generously. Warrior two. Nice big breaths. Become aware of the sounds that you hear and how you feel today. Engage the core as well. Great, and then we'll rotate that left foot so that it's also facing the edge of your mat. Bring the toes out diagonally a little bit towards the corners of your mat. And then we'll come into our goddess squat. So bend through both of the knees. And if this is enough for you, stay here. Embrace the heat. Really imagine your root chakra, which is at the base of your spine, connecting to the earth in this pose. Great, we'll bring the right hand to the right knee. The right hand to the right knee, or the right thigh. Inhale, bring the left hand up towards the sky. Left hand comes back down to the knee, right hand reaches up. Right hand back down, left hand comes up. And one more time on each side. Move with your breath. Great. Maybe bring the feet a little bit closer in here. And then we'll come down, touching your hands to the floor. Sometimes if your hips are really tight, it's easier to lift the toes. And if this is too much for you and it doesn't feel good today, you can either bring a block underneath your tailbone, or you can just begin to shift here, moving from one hip to the other. Find what feels good for you because this pose is very intense. If you're with us in low squat, bring your hands to heart center and breathe into it. Nice, full, big breaths. Weights in the heels still. And then everybody will come back up to the high goddess squat. Toes turn out. And then we'll bring both of our hands to our legs here, not the knees, but a little bit above. And then we'll inhale, drop the right shoulder down and look up. Exhale here. Inhale, come back through center, drop the left shoulder down. Exhale here. Inhale, we'll stand. Feet will stay in the same position, so nice wide legs. Arms come up to the sky. Take up lots of space here. You can wiggle the fingers, spread the toes again, suck in the navel, lift the chin from the chest, and take some nice deep breaths here, especially if those squats were intense. Great. With our feet and legs in that same position still, we'll exhale to fold forward. Maybe feet come to the floor, or maybe hands come to the floor. Maybe hands come to blocks or books, anything that you've got. You can shift your hips left to right. Let your head hang heavy. And then inhale, using your core, come back up to your star pose. Great. Now, shift your left foot so that it's facing the front of your mat. Shift the right foot so it's facing the top of your mat. Shift the left foot so that you're up on your toes, and then bend that knee generously back into our crescent lunge. Really reach here, so you're grounding through your feet and reaching up to the sky. Feeling your ribs expand sideways in this pose. Great, lower the back heel down. Bring that back foot parallel to the back of your mat. Your heels should be in one line, warrior two. Breathing here, tucking the shoulder blades in towards one another. Great, and then when you're ready, inhale, And then exhale, we'll shift off this leg and put all of your weight into your right leg, your right foot. And if you need to take a couple steps here, you can. I'm gonna hit a spinning wheel. So lift off the back foot, grounding through the foot that's on the floor, spread the toes, and then we'll come into our standing splits here. Lower the body. Maybe hands come to the floor, maybe they come to the ankle. Try to keep your hips square, both of them facing towards the ground. Flex the lifted foot. Let your head hang heavy. You're doing great. And then bring that back foot in to meet the right. Reach up to the sky, and then fold it forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, plant the hands, step the feet back. And then lower to the stomach. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, shift it back to downward facing dog. Breathe here, maybe walking your dog, lowering one heel to the mat, and then the other. Feel what parts of your body are touching the ground. Great, then look towards the top of your mat, and however you want to get there, step or hop to the front. Nice job. And we'll step the right foot back into our quick lunge, and then lift the right foot up off the ground so you're standing only on your left. Flex the back toes and lower down. Standing splits. Really clamp the mat and squeeze the mat with your toes. Breathe here, you're doing great. Inhale, exhale, bring the right foot to meet the left. Reach the hands up towards the sky. And exhale, fold it forward. Inhale to lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back. And then lower to the ground. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Grounding through the hands, press the mat away. Inhale, lift the right foot up. And exhale, we're going to come into a pigeon pose. So bring that leg. The goal is to have it parallel to the front of your mat. But if you need to have it bent a little bit, it's totally fine. Angling towards your body. And then take a peek at the extended leg and make sure those toes aren't sickling in. Make sure they're just flat, straight out behind you. We're going to remain raised here through the upper body, maybe finding a nice sway. What you don't want in this posture is to be sinking into your hips one way or the other. You want to remain really square here. And then we'll lower it down when you're ready. Maybe coming to the forearms, maybe coming to the hands. And if that's too intense, I do recommend you stay up in your pigeon. And if it's all too intense for you, you can come to your back, place your right foot on top of your left knee, and pull your left knee into your chest in a figure 4. Breathing into your root chakra here, sending your breath down to the root. Really connecting with Mother Earth. Great. Tuck the back toes, and then we'll lift the back leg and come back into your downward dog. Or lift the front leg back. Sorry about that. Pedal it out. Maybe rock the hips side to side. And then on your inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, bring it through. Lower the back leg. And again, make sure the back foot isn't sickling in. Maybe find a sway. Nice big nourishing breaths. And then if you wish, you can bring your forearms down to the mat. Remembering to keep the hips square. Feel what it feels like to breathe into your root chakra. Great. Inhale, plant the hands, tuck the back toes, step the left leg back into your downward dog. Shift the hips here. Breathe deeply. And then we'll lower to the knees. And when you get there, we'll shift the hips back to child's pose. You can have the knees in so that they're touching or out to the edges of the yoga mat. And melt your head, your chest down, forehead comes to the mat. Really breathe into the beautiful energy that is your root chakra at the base of your spine, connecting us all to nature and the earth. Very nurturing energy. And if your hips are tight, I invite you to stay in this child's pose. If you'd like to progress, bring the feet so that they're parallel to your knees. Maybe walking the knees out farther, and we'll come into frog. I like to place my elbows so they're underneath my shoulders, because I do have tighter hips. Try it out. Like I said, if it's too uncomfortable for you, you can come back to your child's pose. Breathing deep into the sensations. We'll be here for a few more breaths. And then when you're ready, bring your legs gently, slowly, back into tabletop. So knees are underneath hip points here, hands underneath the shoulders, and then we'll gently melt into our puppy posture, bringing the hands forward towards the top of your mat. And maybe this is as far as you come. Maybe you stay here swaying side to side. You'll still get the benefits. Or maybe you offer your heart down, sinking into your posture. Big shoulder opener. Engage the core here. Breathe deeply. Great, then we'll come through to your stomach and then flip over to your back. Knees stay bent. Plant the hands, tuck the shoulder blades underneath you. Maybe walking the feet in closer towards your glutes. We're going to come into a bridge pose, so make sure your weight is in your heels. Spread through the toes. And even here, feel what it feels like to connect to the ground, connect to the earth. Feel the parts of your body that are touching the ground or the mat. And take that awareness with you as you gently lift the hips up towards the sky. Lower back down. Once more, inhale, lift the hips. Maybe this time bringing the hands into touch to clasp. Still engaging the navel here. Chin lifts away from the chest, and then the chest comes towards the chin. Find that connection to the ground here still. And then gently lower down. Bring the feet to the outer corners of the mat. Wiggle if you need to. Close down the eyes. Lick the lips. Bring the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Soften the eyebrows and the jaw. Soften the shoulders and the stomach. Maybe wiggle your toes and then soften them as well. Take a few cleansing deep breaths. Maybe as you inhale, imagine your breath traveling down towards the base of your spine. Sending love and light. or just noticing. Watching your thoughts pass by instead of engaging. If you catch yourself deep in thought, gently bring your attention back to your breath. And then when you're ready, we'll come back up to a seat. Bring the hands to heart center. Close down the eyes still. Notice how you feel in comparison to the beginning of class tonight. And when you're ready, bring the hands up to the third eye. The light in me sees and honors the light inside of each of you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you feel more grounded and at peace with nature and yourself. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are. Namaste.